Fraud in America? The Attorney General of the USA says no.
My colleagues and I are acting aggressively to ensure that every American can exercise his or her right to participate in the democratic process, unencumbered by unnecessary restrictions that discourage, that discriminate, or that disenfranchise in the name of a problem that doesn't exist.
He's talking about voter IDs, and according to Mr. Holder, voter fraud doesn't exist. Joining us out from Boston, Fox News correspondent Molly Lyon here in New York, Eric Shawn. So is the Attorney General's statement true?
No, of course voter fraud exists in the United States.
Wait. He's the top law enforcement agent in the country. You say, of course it doesn't? I mean, that implies that he's absolutely lying.
Well, he's not actually factually correct when he says there's no voter fraud. I mean, they talk about voter ID and the issues of in-person voting,
right.
But voter fraud has been widespread in our country in a variety of ways that's ignored by the mainstream media. Have you ever sold your vote?
No.
You know that's against the law.
Yes.
Well, 8,000 people in Kentucky, 8,000 sold their votes for $25, $50, $800. That was a huge federal case. Happened back in 2010. Huge federal case. A woman last week in Tennessee was indicted for vote buying. How about vodka for votes? Trading vodka for votes. That was the plot in Arkansas. State legislator had to resign and plead guilty to that. This is the woman in Tennessee. How about cocaine for votes? There are 2 cases now of allegations of cocaine for votes in Texas. 2 people have pled guilty. Absentee ballots, you can't trade them, you can't fake them, you can't sell them. True New York, they stole an election. They would go to your door, knock on your door, say, Mr. O'Reilly, sign here, please. Then they'd go and vote those absentee ballots as real votes. How about voting more than once? Twice, 3, 4, how about 8 times? Mallory Richardson, she should know better. She was a poll worker, veteran poll worker at Cincinnati, Ohio. She was accused of voting 8 times. She pled to 4 times. She was sentenced to 5 years in prison. She got out after a few months. Al Sharpton calls her a hero.
Yeah, Sharpton's
she voted for her sister, who's been in a coma for 10 years. A nun was caught in a voter fraud
These
case.
are isolated people who are corrupt. They don't tie into the voter ID law, because even if they had an ID, they could sell their votes and everything like that. There's always rumors about Cook County, Chicago, and now there's been some snafu, I guess, in Georgia, where people, no, was it Maryland? One of those. Georgia, Maryland. There was a snafu where people voting Republican, and then it turned
Those are the machines.
Right.
We've seen that a lot. We've seen where these...
The Chads, the hanging Chads,
yeah,
all of that. Right.
These are the machines that flip, that accidentally, they say, flip the vote from one part to the other. They shut the machine down.
Did that happen?
They go down, and the officials say they recalibrate the machine.
Right.
But the votes, they say, are not...
So you, Eric Shawn, top correspondent for FNC, are convinced there is active voter fraud in this country?
All you have to do is look at the record and see what happens. Look what happened in Indiana. These are the petitions that got President Obama legally on the ballot in Indiana in 2008. These were faked. In Indiana, to get on the ballot for president, you need 500 signatures in each congressional district. In St. Joseph County, he qualified with 534.
And they were fake.
90 were fake, which dropped him below. But you know why that was never caught? Because it was the people in the Board of Elections and the activists
who were
convicted of doing it.
Right. And Franken won in Minnesota by 300 votes. They said there was all kinds of shenanigans there, and we'll get to that in a little while. All right, you're done, Eric. And now we have to go to Molly Lyon, who is on the